Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. Today we are on the Peak Forest route, doing a service from here at Buxton, Midland, over to Chinley, and we are in the LMS Fowler 4F. And if you're wondering, hang on a minute, why is the Fowler 4F running a passenger service? Doesn't that... in the base route, yes, the Fowler 4F actually doesn't run passenger services, but I've got a mod from Leica over on the Train Sim community website that not only adds the Fowler 4F in on passenger services on Peak Forest and Spirit of Steam, but also allows the Blood and Cream Mark 1s to substitute in along with the maroon ones, as you can see in the rake. We've got two maroons, one at each end, and then two middle Blood and Cream Mark 1s. That was a... Yeah, and you're probably thinking, why are the Blood and Cream ones not just in formations normally? And you'd be right, that is weird why that isn't in normally, and apparently Dovetail added the Blood and Cream Mark 1s and then never made them compatible with timetable mode, so they just don't appear unless you have this mod. Anyway, you can find Leica's mod, Mark 1 substitution mod, and all the other mods that I use down in the description. I've got a collection on the Train Sim community website. We're also using live weather today. Well, live weather for 2026 when this route is actually set in 1968, but it is what it is. So, enough waffle, let's get going. Doors, reverser. Apologies for the safety valve volume. That's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Let's open the... Keep the large ejector closed so our ears aren't blown off. Turn that lamp on. Let's go do some quick stuff just to prepare our locomotive. Today, I believe I've already zoomed the map out. Yes, I have. Yeah. So let's just inspect our train today. That's a bit of a weird lighting transition there. Yeah. I have not been on the Peak Forest route in a good bit now. I was actually waiting for the SimTrack Class 104 diesel multiple unit DLC to come out. However, it appears that add-on has now been cancelled and is never going to come out. Which is very, very sad indeed, because that is one of the DLCs I was most looking forward to. Because Peak Forest does have a substantial dearth of traffic with the base timetable. But unfortunately, it is what it is. I can't... SimTrack appear to have cancelled the add-on so they could concentrate on... what was it? So they could concentrate on, like, making scenarios for other developers. They're the chaps who made the scenarios for the All Aboard Studios Class 805 Evero DLC, which is coming out tomorrow, I believe, as I'm recording this. Yeah. If you're wondering what service we're running... It is the 0913 Buxton Midland to Manchester Central, stopping at Buxton Midland, Peak Forest, Chapel in Frith, and Chinley. And why I'm in external view, that's simply because, well, the safety valve is very loud. Very, very loud. But that is realistic to have a safety valve that is just very, very loud indeed, so... Yeah, I think I'll just stick an external view while we wait for the passengers to get on. So yeah, I don't think I've ever recorded a video on the Buxton branch. Buxton, I believe, still exists. I believe this line that comes through Buxton still exists, but I'm not entirely sure what line it is. And also, most of this line is actually closed. The bit from Chinley to Peak Forest still exists as a freight-only line. This bit of line here at Buxton, I believe, still exists. But, like, this entire section of line is now closed and demolished, I believe. Yeah, so let's shut the doors. Nice whistle. I do like the sounds on the Fowler 4F. Oh, large ejector, hang on. Bam! That'll make us release the brakes quicker. Right, next stop, Peak Forest in 3 miles. But, oh, let's open the cylinder cocks, just make sure they're... Alright. Let's get the sander on. Also, I did want to revisit the Fowler 4F in this game because let's get the large ejector closed. I wanted to revisit Steam in this game because of the announcement last year, just at the end of last year, that we are actually getting a German Steam engine in the game, the Deutsche Bundesbahn Class 23 or BR23. Yeah, I think because the Fowler 4F is not the most powerful engine, I believe we will have trouble keeping on the timetable, but we will see about that. Alright. Did I close the cylinder? Oh. I had the cylinder cocks open for too long. I've not played Steam in this game in a decent bit, so you'll forgive me if I have some minor skill issues. Alright. Let's get this camera position so we can see the wheels rotating. Also, a nice touch on this is the animated valve gear. Look at that! I do like the Fowler 4F. I don't drive it that often. I do prefer Flying Scotsman, but this thing is a beauty. I do really like the Fowler 4F. I also like driving it on the West Somerset Railway. It does have a substitution on there on the Steam Gala timetable, and it is a nice bit of kit to drive over there. Let's get the reverser back a bit. Okay, let's shut the power off. Sander can come off. Oh! I did not realize there was an achievement for that. Oh, we should have the ejector open since we do... since we are going to have to brake since we are in a downhill, so I'll just leave the ejector open for now. There is also a patch on the Train Sim Community website that adds dynamic suspension for the Spirit of Steam and Peak Forest. Spirit of Steam and Peak Forest Mark 1, but I don't have that installed. Yellow signal, okay. My goodness, those brakes are so loud. Hopefully you can hear me over the absolute din of the Fowler 4F. So yeah, we're actually going to be doing a loop left and then turning north to Peak Forest and then to Chinley. So yeah, it's a bit of a short run. Didn't want to do a full run because those take a while. Still heading downhill. Cab light's doing a nice job. Oh! Didn't realize there was a view there. I do prefer Peak Forest over Spirit of Steam. What I don't like about Peak Forest is the barren timetable. And I'm not joking, like, the maximum number of services for a locomotive is, I believe, like 60 services, and a lot of those are banking and shunting services, so the number of passenger services throughout the day is only like 20 at tops, which is not nice, which is not that good, but it is what it is. Yeah. But yeah. As far as I am aware, the timetable is realistic for this time period, which is why it's so Spartan. This route is set just a couple of years before the line almost entirely closed, and I believe there's not. It's a 10 limit round that junction. Holy, okay, right. We are going to have to start slowing down in a minute for that. I do like the fog. That is adding quite nicely to the overall atmosphere. Oh, I forgot the incredibly janky fireman animation. That is... Alright, full application, onto the brakes. Sander on, so we can get some extra traction. We do need to slow down quite a lot for this junction. Brakes seem to be doing their job. Oh, I should move the reverser forward. Oh, I slowed down a bit too much. Oops. Hopefully we'll get to Peak Forest in time. I hope we will. We'll see. Try and keep our speed in check. There's the 10 limit coming into force. Of course, since this is a Steam era route, no safety systems to worry about. This route was... I don't believe the Peak Forest line was ever equipped with AWS, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. That was too much. It's hard to get the brakes on this thing correct. I do hope that eventually we do get some more British steamers, and something from before the British Railways era. Like, I'm still holding out. I'm still holding out for a Riviera line that's a bit backdated. Like, say Riviera line in the 30s. That'd be awesome. Yeah. It is my dream to eventually see a GWR King class in this game. I am incredibly fond of the Kings. Easy does it. Easy does it, come on. Now heading up a pretty steep hill, I must say. This is so tight. Yeah. There's only like 4 or 5 services a day which go from Buxton to Chinley, which just shows you how underused this line is. We'll be lucky if we see another train on today's run, which is why I was really hoping for that the Class 104 would come to DLC would come to fruition, because that would have included a new timetable and a new Cov Hop wagon, but that never came to fruition and just simply vanished, which is a major shame. I'd have absolutely loved to see the Class 104 in game, though. I am really hoping that the Class 108 that's coming with Just Trains' Cumbrian Coast route will be good. It is Just Train, so it will probably be quite high quality, but it's just a shame that we will never see the Class 104 in this game. And Peak Forest shall forever have this pretty poor timetable. Especially since this route is so steep that manually shifting the Class 104, since it does have a manual gearbox, would have been quite difficult, and that would have been a good challenge. Alright, easy does it. Oh, crumbs, wheel slip. Easy does it. Oh, really? You do tend to lose boiler pressure quite quickly with this, with the way the steam physics work with the current engines. Though I am... Oh, really? Though I am hoping that TSG, Train Sim Germany, do improve the steam physics quite a lot. They have promised that they will improve the steam physics. We don't know how yet, but I am quite hopeful that we will see some meaningful improvements. Unfortunately, the steam physics improvements from the Deutsche Bundesbahn BR23 will not backdate onto the old steamers, which is a giant shame, considering how easy it is to lose boiler pressure. Come on, buddy. Come on. Full power. Maximum regulator. I do like having the Blood and Cream Mark 1s. Unfortunately, the Mark 1 substitution, while with this mod, the Fowler 4F does substitute onto Peak Forest for passenger services, as it should. The Blood and Cream Mark, the mod is currently broken, so the Blood and Cream Mark 1s do not, like, substitute in and out of the formations randomly. It's just the maroon ones. The Mark 1 substitution part only works for Peak Forest, sadly. We do have quite a steep hill ahead of us, so let's hope we can keep up a reasonable speed. Come on, let's just try finagling. Okay, I'll try to... Let's keep it at full forward regulated for now, since that's the only way it seems that we... Let's get the Santa off. Yeah. This is a huge facility on the left. I think we're now... I do not know if it still exists, quite frankly. But, yeah. Oh, there's the hopper wagon that you get with this route. Not much you can do with it, but there it is, I suppose. Alright, let's try bringing back the regulator a tad. Okay, we do have 1 minute. I don't think we can keep to the timetable. I think it's just too tight for the Fowler 4F with this mod, but it is what it is, I'm afraid. Let's just make sure that... Yeah, they have actually changed how the camera... There's been, since we last played this game, there's actually been a core update, and they've changed the way how the camera works. So, yeah, let's just do that. Pressing the camera reset button no longer resets your zoom, so, yeah. Let's keep a... see. What is fun to do with the Fowler 4F is that you can do banking services. They're not easy to do, but yeah. Yeah, it's very torturous, but you can play them. One thing I am, hoping for is... I'm looking forward to, I should say, is the banking services we'll be able to do with the České dráhy, or Czech Federal Railways Class 750 locomotive coming to TSW. But if you do want to play Czech Railways and have a PC or an Xbox, the CD Class 163, Series 163 locomotive just came out for SimRail. So if you want to practice Czech with Czech trains before Liberec Star Parker comes to TSW, then I highly advise you go check that out. I haven't got it myself because I want to wait until it goes on a bit of a bigger sale than the 10% discount they're offering at the moment, but it does look quite nice. This is such a steep hill. We're barely managing 30. Hang on, I'll put the reverse all the way forward. Yeah, it's... Okay, 900 yards to Peak Forest. Try and keep up 30 miles an hour for as long as I can, because this is a very steep hill. No wonder trains needed banking along this section of the line. We're over a minute late, but hopefully that won't hit our scoring too much. Alright, let's start bringing that power down. Bring the power down. Let's get the sander on so we can have some traction. Let's get some brakes going. I left the large ejector open. Oops, wasn't supposed to do that. Yep, it's one of the rare trains today where you, on this line. I believe Peak Forest Station in the modern day is gone, but the line is still here. It's a freight-only branch for the quarry. Alright, and full brakes. Alright. Welcome to Peak Forest, only slightly late. Cylinder cocks open, of course. Yeah. Just wait for all the passengers to load themselves. We'll be... Chapel in Lefrith, I don't think we'll be there on time. Yeah, it's supposed to be at Chinley in 10 minutes. I don't think that's happening. Alright, let's get ready. Alright. Alright. Power on. Release the brake. Because we are on a hill, we need to hill start this. There we go. Just reset the camera. Yes! That's more like it. Shut the cylinder cocks. Give it some more welly. Watch that boiler pressure. .5 miles to Chapel in Lefrith. One thing that's annoying about this route is you only ever see steam stock. None of the old... We don't have any other older rolling stock that layers on. Well, we do have some BR green and BR maroon stuff, but that's only for the West Somerset in i.e. preservation era, so it doesn't really work. Alright. Let's give it some tad more juice. We are on the downhill, which is nice. Alright, let's pick up some speed. Right, we do have a 50 limit, so we will have to be careful about that. Turn the sand door off, since we don't need it at the moment. Oh. Camera is already aligned. Oops. Here we go. Here comes the Long Peak Forest Tunnel. Yeah, that's pretty much all we can see out the front, so I will have to keep an eye on the speed, and let's keep the large ejector open since we are on a pretty nasty hill. I know we don't have a speedo, so I'm relying on the HUD to... Is there a way I can open this window? I can open that one, but not the one I need to have open to be opened. Not a lot of visibility, I must say. Have a look at the cab. Yeah, if it wasn't for this, it'd be basically pitch black. And now I can't see a dang thing because I forgot where the click spot is. Hang on. Oh, there it is. I turned it off and I couldn't rediscover the click spot again. How long is this tunnel? It is quite long, but we are about 2/3 through it already. Can go up to 80. Ooh. We are already late to Chapel in Lefrith, but it is what it is. Easy does it. There's the light at the end, proverbial light at the end of the tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. No, I jest, of course, but yeah. This is quite a long tunnel. Oh, and the steam coming from the funnel seems to have forgotten that we are in a tunnel. That's very funny. And it's now realized we are in a tunnel. Very good. Alright, stick our head out again. Alright, maximum beans up to 80 miles an hour, 1 mile to go. Look at us. Look at this little... the little engine that could. My goodness, this thing rocks and sways quite a bit. .9 miles to go. Alright, shut it off. Get the reversal forward. We will need to slow down quite rapidly for Chapel and Lefrith, so get some brakes on the go. Sander on, of course. I must admit the scenery on this route is decent. Has it? Yeah. I wish it was a bit better than it is. It definitely could, yeah, like distant scenery especially. It is quite foggy, I must say. Hang on, I want to go into photo mode. Hang on, can we get motion blur going? Oh, does it affect the wheels? I wish it did, that'd be awesome. See if we can get a better shot further up the line. Like those houses in the background. Lots of copy and pasted building assets, I must say. Let's get like one of those houses in the shot. Or at least try. Yeah, look, that looks decent. Oh, and it even captured my character leaning out of the window. That looks awesome. I did not know that translated into photo mode, to be fair. Let's get some depth going. Like that much is decent. Motion blur. That looks decent. Let's take that. Lovely. Oh my goodness, that is so loud. Right, full on the brakes. Okay, we are slowing down. Oh, we slowed down a bit too much. Oops. Did not mean to slow down that much. I must admit, I do like all the like this building details, like the little wagons parked on the sidings. Those are nice. Easy does it. Welcome to Chapel and Lefrith. Oh, NPCs doing NPC things. Came in rather rapidly, I gotta say. Open the cylinder cocks. I think I have to go all the way to the end of the platform. Hang on. We are 3 minutes late, but that does not matter to me at all. Onto the brakes. Bit of an early stop, but it is what it is. Alright. Chapel of the Frith. I so wish I could have done this run better in the Class 104, but sadly, I don't think I'll ever be able to do that unless someone makes a mod for a modded timetable for this route that includes a backdated version of the Class 108 from Cumbrian Coast, but I don't think that'll ever happen. Right, off we go. Beans. Oh, and that's wheel slip. Shut the cylinder cocks. Next stop, Chinley, in 1.5 miles, which is our last stop of the day. Oh, crumbs. Easy. Maximum beans. Try to make up some time before we get to Chinley. I know we're shedding boiler pressure like crazy, but since we have such a short distance until that 15 limit, I want to make as much use of it as we can before we get there. There we go. I'll keep the large ejector open since we don't have too much distance. Put my head in so I don't bonk my noggin on that stone bridge. Okay, this thing actually decently accelerates on the slope. We're already doing 45 miles an hour with the passenger train. The thing doesn't have... the Fowler 4F doesn't have much high-end acceleration higher speed acceleration, I should say, because, well, oh. That is, I left that too late. Ah, we're so, oh no. This is going to be horrific. We might even derail, let's see. That is not good. Not good at all. We're doing almost twice the speed limit through here. Yes! We actually made... No way we made that. That is insane. We slowed down. Oh, crumbs, that's wheel slip. That was insane how we managed to get that. Did not realise we had such a... I literally crammed on the brakes right at the last second and it worked. I do not know how I managed that. Alright. Oh, more wheel slip. Oh, come on. Ah, keep going. Wheel slipping. Come on. Right, 0.8 miles to Chinley. We're already late, but who cares? Try to get up toward 30 miles an hour. Let's keep it on the... Try to keep it at right speed. 0.6 miles to go. I must admit, this route does perform decently, thanks to the incredible lack of rolling stock. Sanders... Let's keep the sander on for now, because I do want to try and stop at Chinley without going over into that red signal, because that would be awful. Though the thing does stop where I want it to if I give it enough brakes. There's a Jubilee on the left there. No, that's another 4F. They all look so similar. Alright, Chinley. There is actually quite a cool scenario where you drive all three of the main locomotives included in this route and then do that. It's like a steam gala. It's like a gala day sort of thing. It's like, it takes like 2 hours, so... I haven't driven... Alright, let's get it slowed down. That is a red signal, and if we spad, that'd be very, very embarrassing. I don't want to do a Nebworth. Let's go full brake. Yes! I know what I'm doing most of the time. Get the large ejector. Because we are at the end of the run. Large ejector closed. Keep the small ejector open. Leave we're good. Just wait for all the passengers to go, and then this train will continue on to Manchester Central, which I don't believe exists anymore. I believe it's just Victoria and Piccadilly that act as the main Manchester stations nowadays. Alright. Gold medal, but this route does adhere to the old scoring, so we can't get a platinum. So yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.